So Daenerys and Viserys Targaryen did have some relatives in Westeros whilst they were living in exile in Essos. We're going to refer to the Targaryen family tree for a second. Now, as it pertains to Jon Snow, the rumour is, it's fairly likely he is Rhaegar Targaryen's son. However, it's not been explicitly confirmed in the books. So we're not going to talk about Jon Snow in this video. We're going to stick with the official family that we know is legit. Jon Snow might be one of them, but as it stands at the moment, we're not counting him in this officially. So let me just go here and we'll ignore this and we'll focus on the official Targaryen lineage. So here is Rhaegar, Daenerys, Viserys Targaryen. Rhaegar is dead. So Daenerys and Viserys Targaryen are the last two official Targaryens left in the world, with one exception, Maester Aemon. But he is not an active participant in the politics of Westeros. He has been at the Night's Watch for decades. And he's a Maester. So Maester Aemon, he's not much of a threat to Robert Baratheon's rule. When we go back to the family tree, we've got Aerys and Rhaella. Aerys is the Mad King, Rhaella is his queen and his sister. And it was just the two of them, brother and sister. They didn't have any other siblings, so we don't have any first cousins for Dany or Viserys to call on. If you go back another generation to Dany and Viserys' grandparents, Jaehaerys and Shera, King and Queen of Westeros, they had several siblings, but only one of them had any children. As far as we know, Prince Duncan and Jenny of Oldstones, they had no kids. Prince Daeron, well, he was gay, he had no kids. That leaves Princess Rhaelle Targaryen. She had a son with her husband, Aemon Baratheon, who she named Steffon. Steffon Baratheon was not only first cousins to Aerys the Mad King, he was one of his best friends. It was Aerys, Steffon and Tywin Lannister. That was the trio, thick as thieves. Best friends for a time. Till they weren't. Aerys goes on to have 3 surviving children, Rhaegar, Viserys, Daenerys. Steffon, he has 3 children, Robert, Stannis and Renly Baratheon. So they are second cousins to Dany and Viserys. The irony is not lost on them that their closest living relatives are the Baratheons, the family that took the Iron Throne from them. So in terms of alliances, you're not going to find it with House Baratheon. But Dany and Viserys, they do have Blackwood blood in their veins, the blood of the first men no less. All thanks to their great-grandmother, Queen Betha Blackwood. If you go back another generation, they have Dane blood in their veins, thanks to their great-great-grandmother, Diana Dane. And if you go back another generation, Dany and Viserys have Martell blood in their veins, thanks to their 3 times great-grandmother, Queen Mariah Martell. This generation sounds like it was like a million years from the times of Dany and Viserys, but it wasn't actually all that long ago. The interesting thing about the alliance between the Martells and the Targaryens is it's not just one marriage between Mariah Martell and Daeron Targaryen. Daeron had a sister, Princess Daenerys Targaryen, and she married Mariah's brother, Maron Martell. So the two families, they were even more interconnected. And although we have a gap in the Martell family tree, it's believed that it's more likely than not that Daenerys and Maron Martell, they were married, and that is where Doran and Elia and Oberyn Martell descend from. So it makes a lot of sense that the current iteration of House Martell, led by Doran, has an interest in continuing this alliance with the Targaryens because they go way back. They're all the same family. But Robert, Stannis and Renly are also part of the same family. They're all descended, they're all great-grandchildren of Betha Blackwood and Aegon V. It's always so funny and ironic that Robert Baratheon loathes anything even remotely connected to House Targaryen, yet he has their blood in his veins. Thanks to his grandmother, they're all the same family. So to answer the original question, there's no Tyrells in the mix, but the Targaryens, the Baratheons and the Martells, they're all very, very related. Had Daenerys and Viserys come back to Westeros to take the Iron Throne from Robert Baratheon, that would have been called like the War of the Second Cousins. It's not very catchy, but it is accurate.